Alright, so in today's video, I wanted to talk about FOMO, aka the fear of missing out. Um, I'm speaking a little bit quieter than usual, but I will get into that in a second. So, the fear of missing out, I don't think I need to really explain what that means, so I will just get right into the meat of the topic. So it is the 30th of October, right? And as you may know, it's kind of the Halloween time, I guess. So what do people do when it's Halloween? They do Halloween parties, and every fucking bar, club, or just house parties. Like everyone just feels like, hey, this is a good time to just go out drinking and do stuff. Which I mean is fair enough, surely. Why not? Um, but so yeah. Actually, I had the chance today to also partake in that glorious activity called binge drinking. So a friend asked me like, "Hey, do you want to join this party? Right? Um, it's gonna be great. All cool people will be there, and yeah, we will go drinking. Maybe go to the club later because apparently there's like some event or whatever, and just join us. It will be fun." Or that's not exactly what he said, but you get the idea, right? Um, and yeah, normally I would say yes, and actually tomorrow I don't have any lectures in uni or something because tomorrow is it's a holiday day. Yeah, so it's there are no lectures and stuff, so I could just do exactly that, go out, drink, and have fun, I guess. But after a while, or sometime before I started to sometime before I planned to go there, I started to think like, you know what, no, I'm not going this time. So what happened? Well, there not really a one major thing happened. It was more like a accumulation of just small factors that kind of lead me to the decision to not go there. And why is that a deal? Why is that a big deal? Why do I address it in this video? Well, I know myself very well, and one thing I know about myself is that if I don't take part in a social activity like this, I'm gonna get FOMO, right? The fear of missing out that you know, and it didn't really get to me today until like half an hour ago when I received like a snap on Snapchat, right? Of a picture of people and my friends drinking or whatever, right? And then it's kind of the FOMO started to creep in a little bit again. And for the record, that's why I said that I know myself. I knew that this was gonna happen, right? Every time I decide to not go to such a social event, I always think like I really always try to like weigh the pros and cons and think like, hey, do I really not want to go? Because if I don't go, then I will definitely get major fucking FOMO, and that's exactly um, you know what is happening now, I guess. Um, so for example, today, it's kind of a matter of, hey, okay, I'm getting FOMO right now, so that's obviously a bad thing. However, on the contrary, if I don't go out drinking today, I will feel good tomorrow. I mean, I don't really have any big plans tomorrow, to be honest, but I won't feel like shit the entire day, which, if I'm hungover, then the day is pretty much done. So, that is a good thing, for example. I can work out. I can, also sleep early, right? I'm currently fixing my sleep schedule. So, if I go out drinking, then I would throw out that progress, quote unquote, out of the window again, right? So you see, like, these kind of factors are why I decided to not go. But yeah, now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, the thing is, it's 11 p.m. right now, so I could still go there if I really wanted to. But do I actually want to? So the thing with the fear of missing out, right? And that is something that's pretty much common knowledge, but I just, kind of bring it up again. Usually when you have that kind of fear of missing out, or you're seeing us, like me, you're seeing a snap of like, oh, look, my friends are drinking and, this and that, then obviously you don't know what's really going on. Like, maybe it may look like a great party on a picture or whatever, but in reality you might go there and everyone is awkward, the music is shit, and maybe you wouldn't have such a great time, but in your imagination obviously it always sounds like a great time. And why do you get FOMO in the first place? Also a good question. For the boys out there, I'm just gonna be frank. We don't have to beat around the bush. It's girls, right? It's fucking girls, right? Or it's fucking. I mean, yeah, technically yes, also. But it's girls, right? I don't know if it's boys for girls, but I can certainly say that if you think like, oh, should I go, to the club or whatever? Why would you go to the club otherwise? Let's be real. The music is probably not your thing anyway. You go there for girls, right? That is, in my case, at the least, like, I won't lie, that is like fucking. If I'm thinking, hey, or if I'm getting FOMO, it's because I'm thinking, hey, maybe I will meet like a super hot chick or the girls of my dream there or whatever. But now we're getting kind of into the other part, or the other side of the coin, I guess you could say, where it's like, today, as I stated, I decided to not go. But there have been many, many countless evenings where I did decide that I would go. And if I'm thinking back, how many times did I actually think that, it was worth it? Like, how many times did I wake up the next day and regret it in a way? Like, maybe regret is maybe a bit of a strong word, but how often did I think like, hey, did I really needed to go out drinking this time? And I had this recently quite a lot, which is also, again, one of the reasons why I'm not going today. So many times I've been, I guess you could say, disappointed, where I thought, okay, I don't want to have FOMO, maybe something cool happens, I'm just gonna go, right? And I did that plenty of times. But I've also been disappointed plenty of times where I thought in hindsight, like, hey, I didn't really get anything out of this, I believe. And I don't want to get too much into the topic of my last video where I talked about that having fun for me is kind of hard these days, I guess, but it kind of ties into that, right? I'm thinking like, hey, I did do this thing, because I felt like it was like my social obligation or whatever, and I didn't want to feel bad or whatever, so I did it. But then I'm just thinking, hey, I was just hungover the next day, and when I was actually there, it wasn't even in the moment that all that fun, to be honest, right? So obviously FOMO is not a good thing, and if you can avoid it, we typically start to regret things that we didn't do more than things we did do, right? That's typically how it goes. So if you think like me, like, hey, maybe I'm gonna have FOMO about this, maybe it's just better to go. But what I also want to preface is that, even though FOMO might be bad, I think there is still something good about it in a way, because if you have FOMO, then you at least have like the hope that something cool will happen, right? As weird as it sounds, but recently I've started to get more into getting to a point at times where I'm thinking like, it's not even that I get FOMO, it's more like, hey, I just don't want to go there because I'm thinking that I'm just not gonna have a good time, and it probably won't even be worth it to go there. And which is like I said, I had a bit of FOMO um before today, and I'm still having a bit of FOMO today. But a part of me is also just like, who gives a shit, or like, why would I give a shit? Like, even if I go there and it's like, oh my god, like hot chicks or whatever, I don't know, whatever I'm hoping to see there, what am I hoping to see there? Other good point, like when it comes to FOMO, like what do you want to see there? Again, like I said, for boys, it's probably, hey, girls, right? Because that's the most interesting that can happen, essentially. Because everything else is kind of like, yeah, I mean, you can get shit faced again and do a bunch of dumb shit, which is fun in a way, but I feel like I'm kind of over it at this point, to be honest. I've been black or drunk enough in my life, I almost feel like at this point. Um, but yeah, getting back to what I wanted to say. So now I'm starting to get to a point sometimes where I'm thinking, I don't even get FOMO anymore. I'm just thinking, if I go there, it just won't be worth it. So I just don't do it. And that's why I said that maybe in a way there's something good about FOMO, because at least it makes you want to push yourself to go out and do something, right? Or like maybe the next time, even if you quit, if you're a quitter this time, then maybe next time you're thinking, oh, I don't want to get FOMO again, so I'm gonna do it this time. But yeah, I mean, in some way, I guess it's better than what I just said, right? Better than thinking like, hey, there is no value I'm gaining out of doing this, partaking in this activity or whatever. So just not gonna even bother trying, right? Um, but the thing is, that's so weird in a way. Why do I get FOMO at sometimes, and other times I'm thinking, you know what? All the last times I've been drinking, it wasn't even worth it. Like, why am I getting FOMO if I'm thinking that, if I go there, there is nothing fun to be seen there anyway, right? It's weird. Like, does it mean that I'm just like, again, bad at having fun? Is it just that whenever I go, like 9 out of 10 times, or okay, maybe in recent times less, but most of the times I'm there, and when I'm there, I'm not having fun. And when I'm not there, I'm thinking, hey, I think other people are having so much fun right now. So that means that either my perception is a little bit fucked, maybe, probably true, or it means that I'm just terrible at having fun. And whenever I'm not there, everyone has having way more fun than when I'm there. Am I just a party pooper, or is it just that whenever I'm there, everything is great and everyone is having a blast, and when I'm not there, I mean, and when I'm there, then everything is boring and shit, because again, the last times I've been there, it certainly wasn't particularly exciting, but maybe today is exciting that I'm not there. I mean, I guess that's FOMO. I don't fucking know. But yeah, it is strange. Um, yeah, like I said, I could still go, but I don't know if I will. I just don't feel like it, man. Like, I would just rather, like, I don't know, watch like another episode of One Piece or some shit right now, and then just go to bed, wake up hopefully refreshed and happy, and you know maybe that's enough for the day. But I do nevertheless, I do nevertheless think like, hey, maybe I should get drunk again. I've been kind of been away from the alcohol a little bit in the last months. Honestly, like I've been drinking every once in a while, but not as much as I used to. Maybe alcohol is just the answer. Like I feel like ever since I've been drinking less, I feel like my life has been less exciting. But when I think about my perception of exciting, I'm not really sure anymore, because I think it's just like when you're drunk, like everything feels like an adventure and kind of fun, I guess. And when I think about like when I do get drunk, it isn't all that exciting either. It just seems more fun, I guess, because you're drunk and like everything is kind of, hopefully at least. Obviously, there are also times where you're drunk and you're feeling like shit, but ideally, when you're drinking, you are also having a good time or whatever. Anyway, that's another topic. I don't want to get into that too much, but yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe the next event or the next big thing, I will be there. Maybe, hopefully, but yeah, I don't want to start to quit too much on things, because the more you start quitting on things, the more or the less people will invite you. And I wasn't really invited today, also, so there's also the reason why I'm not going, because I wasn't explicitly invited, and I don't want to like, sneak myself in there. I don't really feel comfortable doing that, even though it wouldn't probably be a big deal, but you get the idea. Uh, so yeah, but even though I enjoy my sleep and I enjoy living a comfortable life, at the end of the day, uh, even if it's unlikely, considering recent times, if I go out, then there's probably still a higher chance that something interesting happens than when I spend my day like this, talking to a camera alone in my room and going for a walk alone at night, and not doing anything, because there's certainly not gonna be much more interesting either. So again, like I said, I think yeah, try to go out. I guess the message that I'm trying to say, try to go out, because even if it sucks, you can still say like, hey, at least I've been fucking there, right? And you don't get fucking FOMO. But on the other hand, I guess there's also nothing wrong with occasionally just saying, you know what, I just don't really feel like it's like doing it today, and so I'm just gonna chill out and not go. And this is what I think I'm gonna do today. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's see if like in a few days my friends will tell me, like that was like the greatest party ever. Megan Fox was there, man. It was so crazy. Maybe that's gonna happen, but yeah, if it happened and I wasn't there, then I guess better luck next time. Maybe next week will also be a great party, and if not, then yeah, whatever. Nothing I can do. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks.